That's new. Did you hear that?
Yes.
I've never had that before. Welcome to the 2021 Bone Storm in Review meeting. Do we have a name for it or no?
Yeah, I think you just said it. BONESTORM
Okay.
interview meeting. There
Yeah,
you go.
Bone Storm
It's
interview
our
meeting.
weekly fantasy
It's
football
our
BONESTORM
roundup.
breakdown.
Exactly. It's our roundup.
How's
It's
that?
not a
BONESTORM
podcast.
breakdown.
Exactly. It's not a
No, it's not a
podcast.
podcast. It's
No.
a show.
Exactly. What a wild and woolly week one we had in the Bone Storm League. Lots of fun IDP scores that caused a lot of consternation and two people threatening to quit. So it was filled with fun. Let's get
Well,
to the. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
let's
You
go
wanted
to
to
the
come?
scores now.
All right.
First things first.
Yes.
Regarding IDP, I don't know when you printed this. I can't see
Yeah.
your.
Did Jason ever reach out to the rest of the league like I told him to? Did he even
I don't
update
know,
it?
but he made the changes.
Oh, jeez. He did make the changes, but he didn't tell the league. Awesome job, Jason. I guess I have to do that too, even though you said you do that, I believe. So I
Don't
actually,
worry.
yeah, I just asked him when he was going to make the changes. So there will be some changes. The IDP scores will come back to reality. There were some things that were double counted, not double counted as a mistake, but that's the way it was set up that way. That's what the default one was we used that Jason didn't read carefully enough, and obviously neither did Kevin. I don't even think Kevin looked at it personally, but anyway, so they'll come back from the 2030s,
Okay.
although somebody bid a bunch on one IDP. So I want to know how Jason wants to handle that today, because since we didn't send anything out, somebody bid a bunch thinking, I think it might have been your sister, that she was going to get this big turnaround from her IDP player. No, it's okay. It's easy for you to say you didn't spend all your money on it.
No, but none of your scores are going to match what are actually on the website today. When did you print this?
Well, this was printed last night. This is what was from week one. No, this is we're not going back and redoing scoring from before.
It's okay. If you go to the website and you click on our league and week 4, the scores have been changed.
Week 4, we've played
week
1 week.
Week 1. If you look at week 1, the scores have been changed.
Did anything change on who won?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we're going to find out, because it shouldn't have, because we can't go back and undo that. I didn't know he was going to go back. I thought it would change everything going forward. Not now it goes back and retroactively changes things.
It retroactively changed. I'll show you as we go.
This is going to become a big headache. Way to go right there, Jason. Good job with that, Mr. Whiny Pants. Couldn't just leave it alone.
Okay, first up, we've got Camp Krusty, who, as of today, hot off the press, wins.
Okay, so you still won. That's good. Thank goodness we have that.
Except the score now is 173.4 to Meaty Haunch's 134.97.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to read off the scores because I didn't highlight.
Scores don't matter? Don't matter.
No.
Scores don't matter.
Can I finish? You're just going to keep railroading over me, Joy Behar. No, what I'm trying to say is the total scores don't matter, because I'm looking at this, and this is what people will look at. I'm going to say disregard those. The only scores I am going to talk about are the ones that didn't remain, that didn't get changed, because I didn't highlight any IDP scores, so we're okay there. Okay, you happy now?
Yes, fine.
You are a prickly pear today. Okay, first up, we have Dak Prescott. Very nice outing. Only projected for 25. He comes in with 35. Big Dak flexing. Amari Cooper, the guy he threw to, got 40 burger. A 40 burger.
I got off to a good start this week.
Absolutely. You're lucky that Ezekiel didn't. He had a very slow start with only 5.9. Meanwhile, Meaty Haunches had DeAndre Swift, who had a nice day of 24 points, and Chris Godwin with 29 in that Tampa Bay victory
27
on Thursday. What's that?
Oh, that's been adjusted to 27. I think there must have been an issue.
What the hell? How many things changed? This was last night.
No, I think the website did that. Not Jay.
All right, we'll see about that, pal. There's a lot of shady stuff going on in the background. We're going to have Todd.
You gotta do this stuff the day of the recording and not the Sunday night before.
Hey, well, sorry, I have something called work. I can do it the night before is the earliest I can do it. So once you shut up, Mr. Man. All right, so next up we have Love, Hugs, and Ice Cream, aka Greg versus Hail Satan, aka Matt.
Okay, Love, Hugs, and Ice Cream. As of today, Hail Satan loses. Just kidding. He still won 165.48 to Love, Hugs, and Ice Cream, who put together 110.07.
Right. So obviously I had a good time with Satan's best friend, aka Tom Brady. Dalvin Cook had a good day.
I still don't know what to think about all this, by the way.
I'm disgusted by it. I can't stand rooting for him. It feels so wrong in my body, but I'm doing it. Of course
but
I
you
did.
did
I'm
it.
I'm
And why is
embracing the
that?
dark side because I'm
Because
embracing the dark side.
winning means more to you. You have no scruples, no,
No,
you
none.
know.
Although I still didn't take. I don't think I took any Ravens, or I might have taken. I did take a Bengal. I don't know if I have
Okay,
any.
if
I
I
don't
would
think I have any
have asked
Browns.
you what would have been a bigger sin before the draft, and I said, what if you picked a Bengal or a Ravens or Bengal wide receiver, or you picked Tom Brady as your starting quarterback?
You
What
can't
would you
ask me
have
that
said?
because my whole plan was to pick Tom Brady. This was all done weeks ago, pal. I've formulated this from a long
I'm
time ago.
not talking
Unlike
about that.
you,
I'm talking about what's the bigger sin there?
there is no
Taking
sin.
Tom
I'm the
Brady.
devil. I love sin. I want more sin. Sin, everyone. Sin more.
Well, your non um, whatever
Oh my
picks were
God, you're slowing this
slammed
down with
for 25.88, and Dalvin Cook at
way to
20.4.
try to bring up the energy. Right. The big one on poor Greg's side was what the heck happened to Green Bay? I think the devil did put a hex on all Green Bay, reached up out of the ground and snatched Aaron Rodgers' heart because
Terrible.
he lost it that day. So much so that he sat and Jordan Love played out the fourth quarter. That's gotta hurt for old A. Rodgers. Next up, who is it, Kev?
Oh, what do we got? We've got, the Wild Poopers. This was a close one, even with the adjustment. On the adjustment, the Wild Poopers are victorious. Is that the same as you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, they won by a narrow margin, 152.15 to Johnny's Springfield United, 149. So basically a
You
little
want to know
less.
why that is? Look at their ID. Well, you can't look at it, but if you look at my screen, their IDPs scored exactly. Was it exactly the same? Yes, exactly the same,
Okay.
34.75. So it washed.
Okay, well, good. So Patrick Mahomes, monster score. Johnny sneaks in and gets him every time. I think we all need to wisen up
No,
to that.
I had him one year and he stunk. He didn't give me. No, I take it back. He had a couple of good days like this, but for the most part, he let me down.
Well, so
So
far he's averaging 43.28 points a game.
it's
On
been
the other
one
side
game.
of the
There's no
ball,
average, you
DeAndre
idiot.
Hopkins looking like a Magneto, and the ball was stainless
Yes.
steel.
Did you see
20,
that highlight where he caught that one in the back,
yes,
the back of the end zone? That was
yes.
insane, right?
So I mean, look, he got Shepard for 26.3 as well.
Yeah.
Pretty good scores.
He's the only
For
guy you want in New York right
Wild
now.
Cougars there.
Meanwhile, if you look at my graphics, you'll see poor Brandon Ayuk, who was one of the heaviest targeted wide receivers at the end of last year, got no love from San Francisco and Shanahan with a measly, not even a full point, 0.28. So let's see if he can rebound next week. Good try, Johnny, but not enough to overtake the mighty Cats.
And
Next
look
up.
who scored third on Wild Coopers. DJ Shark. DJ Shark.
Okay, let's move along. Move along. We're moving on to the Malibu Stacy's.
Malibu Stacy's, a whopper of a score. Good grief, the league's in trouble. She's very happy because she typically gets off to a slow start and brings the heat midway. Maybe she's going to do it out of the blocks this year. Malibu Stacy's, even with the IDP adjustment, still cracks 210, scoring 211.46 against the punishment due. Sorry, Todd. Todd ended up after the IDP adjustment getting basically 148 points. Kyler Murray with over 40. Christian McCaffrey, 27.7. On Todd's side, Davis, 26.7. And Brown, looking like the Brown of Dickie's days with him,
Yes.
25.7.
Very angry at Todd for taking them from me. Yeah, Don had a great day with outstanding performances from every. Heck, even Brandon Cooks in that pathetic Houston team got her 20 points. So nice job. Unfortunately for Todd, not that this would have made a difference. I mean, it would have made a little bit of difference in the, hey, I did better, but I wouldn't have won. Ryan Fitzmagic goes down. Well, doesn't even garner a whole point. He is out. Now we have Taylor Heineke coming in to step in for him. So I'm sure Todd will be changing that up going into this week. I think he picked up the guy out of New Orleans. So we'll see about that in the pickup in the waiver wire section later. Next up, we got Terry versus my mama.
I'm not ready to move on just yet.
Oh, Lord.
I was
What
going to
now?
add something I thought was funny.
I was going to add something. Go ahead.
On Sunday, when Don was looking at her score, I was like, you know what? That might be darn close to the most.
No,
points.
wrong.
Let me finish. I said, that might be close to the top points ever scored in the league. She goes, is it? I said, I don't know. We'd have to check. but it's definitely up there. And she says, well, don't say anything. Don't brag, because I'm sure somebody's going to go, well, that's only because of the IDP. So I said, no, they won't. I write Matt and I say, hey, look at Don scoring almost more than anybody. Maddie's response, that was before the IDP points.
I think I also said that I still believe mine is in the 240s. I don't remember because I've forgotten, but I'll pull my shirt that says 240 something or two. I know I still hold the record. When I saw her creep into the 230s, I was getting a little nervous personally, but I knew that as long as she didn't crest 240, I was safe for that week. Now this could
At least
change.
you don't hold on to ancient achievements.
Whatever, dude. You wanted one. That's what you wanted. So
Next
stick
game.
it. Next game. Next.
Okay, we've got the gentlemen's 4 quarterlies and the Braille Bombers. This was somewhat of a high-scoring affair, pretty close between these two. However, Maddie's second team, the Braille Bombers, end up scoring 188 to Gentlemen 4 quarterly, who put up a respectable 164. The bright spot for Terry Hill with 41.1, and some carrot top looking dude named Hawkinson with 25.7. No idea who that is.
That's great because he was awesome last year. Again, I love how you pay attention to nothing during the season, unless he's your guy. Go ahead.
Okay, and on Braille Bombers, it is all is right with the world, except Matt doesn't have Antonio Brown, but Mama has her staple. Russell Wilson came home with 37.06. Well done.
Russ cooking. Exactly. Very nice. She had a good day from Chubb and Mixon as well, and Waller. They all came to play and party at Casa de Mama. So she was very happy with that score. And yes, absolutely. Let's get on to the next one. Oh, one of the best names for this year for sure, versus Mr. Clemens, the mighty Clemens, which I don't understand the halfback, unless he means like halfback in football. I didn't know if there was a halfback Mustang that I was unaware of.
Okay, I think I know, but I'll do the scores first. Karen from Roseville, this is a very close one, squeaks one out after adjustments, 164 to Clemens's 161, basically separated by 3 points. Samuel for Karen gets 35.9, and Cooper Kupp, a monster 27.8. For the Mustangs, Stafford, wow, still playing well, 36.34. And
you do know that he's on a new team, right?
Yeah, great. Whatever. Thielen,
you're an idiot.
Thielen and Lockett both get him over 30. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Tyler Lockett, that is definitely Russell Wilson's favorite receiver still to this day. So he had a really good day. And Stafford, playing for LA for the first time, turned in a very nice result. You could see that with all of Cooper Kupp's numbers as well, who we threw to a bunch. So congrats to Karen from Roseville. Gotta love that. Jason, let's move on to the standings. Okay. Now we're getting into it.
So in the car, the Mustang,
kind of dropped out there. You're wait, start over because we lost your audio. We can still see your head moving, but we lost whatever you said.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. In the automobile, the Ford Mustang, especially back in the day.
Oh, you froze, dude. You froze and you stopped talking. Just keep going.
But, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Just keep going.
Okay. The Mustang had a popular model called a fastback.
I remember that.
Doing a play on football, saying the halfback Mustangs. Maybe that's kind of a
maybe
fastback.
Maybe it is. We'll see if he responds to this, if he even watches it. Well, this will be a good bellwether to see if he watches.
Okay, here we go. The standings, BONESTORM League, after 1 week. Again, still early, but in Brockway, we have the Malibu Stacy's on top with 1-0, followed closely by the Wild Poopers. Obviously, a tie there. The only losing team in that bracket, Springfield United. Sorry, Johnny, bringing up the rear in third, but only 1 game out of first. In Ogdenville, let's go over there. Hail Satan, alone at the top, the only team to win one, and followed by the Punishment Due and Love, Hugs, and Ice Cream. Both had a couple of heartbreakers. So, Matt, you're alone at the top, but again, 1 game back. It's anyone's division, hopefully not yours. In North Haverbrook, we've got your second team, the Braille Bombers, 1-0, leading the way just in front of Karen from Roseville, who I'm sure wants to talk to the manager about that one. Bringing up the rear, Gentlemen's Fort Quarterlies, lost 1, 0-1. Sorry, Terror. And finally, we have Springfield. And who's on top? Well,
Ooh, this
obvious.
guy.
It's Camp Krusty, of course, 1-0, alone at the top. Halfback Mustangs and meaty haunches, looking at my meaty haunches because I am out front. They are 0-1 respectively. Again, only one game back.
Very nice. Yeah, it was, again, it's only 1 week, but it's always fun to see who comes in first, how the divisions all shake out. We'll see who's going to be strong and weak this year. It should be lots of fun, but yeah, week 1 doesn't do it a whole lot. Let's move to the waiver wire, and it was waving all over the place, and you can see the pickups here. The 2 biggest ones, I should have sorted that with highest to lowest dollar value. But it looks like there were no real competitions in this, so poor Terry paid $20 for guys she could have got for $1 or even 0, I'm guessing, if no one else wanted those guys. Karen from Roseville picked up Chase Young, again, out of a different IDP, because Micah Parsons from Dallas, he's lost all faith in his ability so far, which really shows you some team loyalty there. Way to go, Jay. Meanwhile, your sister picked up Cordell Patterson, who was the clear number 2 to Mike Davis in Atlanta, and Eric Kendricks in Minnesota, a linebacker, again, hoping to bolster that IDP score that I'm sure she'll be shell-shocked with when it's not going to be 20 or 30 that she's been seeing this entire time. Yeah, okay, you have fun explaining that one. Then you got the punishment due grabbing his quarterback since his other guy went down, Fitzmagic. He grabbed Jameis Winston. Hail Satan, I picked up Jamichael Hasty from San Francisco, another running back from there. Karen from Roseville picks up Mark Ingram, the second out of Houston, who had a very good day last week, and the Saints defense. So he's playing the waiver wire defense moves. Any comments on those moves or spending sprees in some cases, Mr. Heath?
Still very early. I will say that outside of Terry, a lot of conservative bids so far. I wonder if these people either ran out of money last year or got close last year and are hedging their bets still, or if a lot of people are still very satisfied with the players they have. I don't know.
Yeah, not a lot of panic in week 1, and unlike some years where like a number 1 running back went down in week 1 with some crazy freak injury, it wasn't like everybody's going out to pick up that second backup.
Right.
There's a lot of running backs by committee on a lot of these teams, and a lot just to be shaken out because you can't really base everything on week 1, right? I mean, it's hard to jump on something that you think did well on week 1. Is that going to be a pattern, or is it just going to be an anomaly? So that is yet to be seen. Let's look at the matchups for this week. And again, disregard all the IDP projections, and I didn't even highlight those. I just highlighted the other players on there. So let's talk about the first matchup, which is you versus your sister.
If you're watching this in the past, Matt's data is accurate. However, if you're watching this live or in the future, as all of you will be, here are the projections. So first up, we've got the Gentlemen Fort Quarterlies going up against Camp Krusty. As of this instant, which is 5:18 p.m. Mountain Time, 4:18 your time, it's got me beating Terry just shy of 20. And I don't know what is going on here, but Terry has 1 position left to fill. Oh, that's the problem. I was looking at the 11 thinking, do I have an illegal roster? But I forgot we do have 11 spots starting this year. They think, obviously, our quarterbacks are going to do very, very well. What do you think, Matthew?
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting with Dak going to play the Chargers. That should be a good day for him. He should rack up quite a lot of points. I'm sure Josh Allen wants to bounce back from that loss to Pittsburgh and show Miami what's what. But Miami has a good secondary, so we'll see how he does against them. And, I'm sure they want to show everybody that, hey, they're still the team to beat in the AFC. So I certainly like his chances for a big bounce back game. Meanwhile, you got Antonio Gibson, who had a decent day for Washington. He's hoping to have another good day or better against the Giants. Tyreek Hill going against Baltimore. Baltimore's looking to bounce back from that Monday night loss, which was insane. If you watch that in the, hey, it's over before overtime. Oh, no, we're going into overtime. And, oh, we're still going to lose in overtime. That was a fun game. Devontae Adams, again, which Green Bay will we see? Was it the defeated Green Bay, or will he bounce back as his number 1? I got to stop saying bounce back. I'm using that way too much. Next game up, we got the halfback, fastback Mustangs versus the meaty haunches.
Let me go to that. Okay. again, as of right now, oh, they think this
That's
one's
just going to confuse. Just let's talk about the matchups. Let's stop going with the it's 10 points here, it's 5 points there. Next week, we'll have you share your screen and we'll just record that instead of my pretty slides.
okay. This game has, as of right now, the Meaty Haunch is winning just by a little bit, 3 points, 155.9 to 152.7. Again, it's got the quarterbacks way out front. Thinks Elliott's going to bounce back.
Yeah.
And I certainly hope Aaron Jones has a score like that. I have him in another league, which shall go unnamed.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if Matthew Stafford can keep up his winning ways going to Indianapolis. And meanwhile, what will Justin Herbert do against the Dallas defense? He played pretty well week 1. He looks to be the same in week 2. And I'm sure Zeke would like to show people that that first one, we're not sure if it was just a down day for Zeke or if maybe that was a scheme because they knew that they couldn't run or wouldn't have as good luck of running. So they went to more of a passing scheme for them. Aaron Jones, same thing, more of the same Green Bay questions. Jonathan Taylor had a quiet but good day last week. So should be a good tight matchup between these two. And we will see who comes out victorious. Next up, we have Todd with the punishment due versus Hail Satan.
Oh gosh, I love this projection.
First
right
big matchup with a toe stepper.
Yeah, game of the week possibly. We've got the punishment due going up against Hail Satan. As of right now, the web and all the experts and myself both have Todd winning 150.3 to your measly 148.4. They hate your team. They still think Tom Brady's going to do okay, but the rest they think is going to shit the bed for the punishment due. Yeah, they're just awesome across the board.
You are such an idiot, such a flippin', so biased. You're much like our media. So
Okay,
Zach Wilson. So he's got, wow, hey, careful, that'll get you canceled these days.
Talking about your lighting there.
You can say whatever you want now. They're going to take those words and twist them and put them in the memory hole. So you got Zach Wilson.
That's what the left media does.
That's right, the lamestream media. That's right. So we got Zach Wilson, the rookie quarterback for the Jets, slinging it against New England. That will be fun. Then we have, that'll be rookie on rookie because you got Mac Jones out of New England, right? Then we have Chris Carson. Will he do well? David Montgomery, they look to do well. DK Metcalf, who had a really good week last week with Russell Wilson slinging it. Tom Brady against Atlanta. That should be an awesome day, but I don't want to get too excited over that because you never know when it comes to those interdivisional rivalries.
Your research sucks. You go on and on about these rookie quarterbacks. He's got Jameson Winston in right now for almost 20.
Okay, well, that's because this was updated again today, not yesterday. Sorry, this next week we will fix this. We'll have you share your screen. Okay. That'll be easy, and we'll just talk to that one because I know that when people add things, it's always going to be a little bit behind the sticks, but I just was trying to get the slide deck ready. Again, who does all the work on this show prepping? It's not the other guy, it's this guy, you jerk face. So it's Jameson Winston in the game. Got it. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, we'll see how this one goes. I know he's looking to crush my toes. Let's move on to the Malibu Stacies versus Springfield United, who, for all I know, could have made a trade this afternoon, and now Kyler Murray's on his team and Patrick Mahomes is on her team.
Okay. The Malibu Stacies still have Kyler Murray, and they still have her scoring, a league leading 170.6. They think Malibu's going to come home with. Unfortunately, they don't like Johnny's team as much, 138 as of right now, but they obviously think Patrick Mahomes is going to be leading by quite a ways. They think he's going to get 30. That's mighty steep. And Tagovailoa, they think is going to get 20. On Don's side, Kyler Murray with almost 25 projected, and CMC with roughly 22.
2-2 for Lost in America fans. This is going to be fun because with Johnny having Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback and Dawn having Travis Kelce as her tight end, it'll be like throw, but not to him. Not to him. You don't want that way to go. Kyler Murray, he had a great day last week against the Titans. How will he do against Minnesota? That's going to be a fun one to watch. He's got great legs too, so he could certainly take off and run if he needs to. Meanwhile, it'll be interesting to see if the phenom Kyle Pitts is used more in the Atlanta game against Tampa Bay because he certainly didn't live up to all the hype that was preseason on him being another wide receiver, basically for Atlanta, being so great at catching the ball. So we'll see if he comes back and does anything, and we'll see if Miles Sanders continues to have a decent run there in Philly against those who's Philly plays San Francisco. Oh, that's going to be a tough matchup because San Francisco got a good D. Next up, we got the Wild Poopas versus Love, Hugs, and Greggy Waggy.
Before we go to that one, speaking of good legs, I did not see, but I was going to ask your opinion. So is McCaffrey back?
He had a decent day, but I don't think Carolina on a whole had a huge day against
Does he look fresh? I don't care about the Panthers.
I think he looks okay. I don't know if I'd say fresh. I think he had a good day, but not like a big CMC day where he ran for a bunch and caught a ton. I think he had a good day, not a great day. We could go back and look at that score. You could toggle back to it, but is he back? He's not injured, and he didn't get injured in that first game back, so that's a win already, right? Because as long as he's on the field, he's normally going to produce. So time will tell if he's going to be the CMC from last year. But at least he didn't get injured. That he's doing okay coming back from the injury, and we'll see how he does come week 2 here.
Okay. Next up, Aaron, I just wanted to check something.
Sure.
Okay. So next up, we've got the Wild Poopers coming off of a win, and Greg coming off of a loss. However, they think their future may look differently than their first week. They actually got Greg winning by about 6 points, give or take. But that is somewhat questionable because as of right now, Greg's got both Aaron Rodgers and Mayfield as their projected scoring leaders. So I'm not sure.
Well, that can't be because that's 2 quarterbacks. So again,
yes, I understand that. So we'll have to see what ends up happening.
We'll have to see. Right. I'm sure he's going to go with, I'm guessing he's going to go with Aaron Rodgers. And against Detroit, that should be a much better outcome for him, provided he hasn't lost his complete mind.
Projecting like 26 for Rodgers. So they obviously think he's going to come back.
Yeah, and same thing with Stephon Diggs. He had a quiet day against the Steelers. I think it was Gabriel that caught the touchdown, not Diggs. But we'll see if he too rebounds with Josh Allen in that game. Meanwhile, you got Ryan Tannehill, who again Tennessee got their lights shut out there by Arizona. We'll see if he can do well. And same thing with Derrick Henry. He didn't have a great day either. D Hop will be D Hop, and so I'm sure he'll do well. Brandon Ayuk, if he plays, he was questionable earlier, but if he plays, maybe he'll get back on Shanahan's good side and see a little more time on there and see how they do. This one might be closer than they're at least stating. I think it's going to be coming down to the wire, and this could be anybody's game. But of course, I'm going to root for who am I going to root for in this one? Let's go for Cat over Greg, just to make Greg happy. All right, next up we got Karen from Roseville versus Mama.
Okay, Karen from Roseville.
Much like their dance competition they had at my wedding that we won't speak about, Jason.
This is gonna be a close one. Both winners.
Somebody's gonna lose.
One team leaves with a winning
Thunderdome.
record. Somebody's going to leave with a 500 record, and they have it close. According to my up-to-date analysis, only a 3-point difference with the nod to Mama.
That's about the same here. They had a 6-point difference, but that's not huge. But yeah, so we'll see. Does Russell continue to cook against Tennessee? Does their defense try to stand up and stop anybody? Nick Chubb going to Houston again. Cleveland in that heartbreaking loss to Kansas City. That was a really good game. But Chubb had a great game until he fumbled, and then he was very sad sitting on the bench. Joe Mixon looked pretty good in week 1. Will that be Joe Mixon in week 2? Don't know. Lamar Jackson again recovered and did well in that game, but boy. Baltimore, and I mean they have some decent backs, but I'm questioning that whole offense. We'll see how they do. They certainly got pressure, but then again the Raiders front 4 were really giving him fits all day. Alvin Kamara, he looked just fine. For all those doubters, me included, that thought, hey, without Breeze, what's he going to do? He put on quite a performance, and I expect nothing less, so that should be good. Najee Harris had not the best day against the Bills, so we'll see how he does against the Raiders and see if maybe he does better against them. I know he played every snap, so it's certainly not a case of durability. We'll just see if the scheme comes up better, if he does a little bit better against that one. And I know that Jason is looking to continue his winning streak against my mother, sadly. So let's see. That's the last one.
I think I know what's happening too, because it says for Braille Bombers, the projected scoring leaders are both Russell Wilson and Kirk Cousins. So I think it's looking at the entire team, not
Correct.
just the starters. So
Actually correct.
yeah,
Exactly.
all right, that's good.
Yep. So, thoughts on week one? Okay, first of all, did you watch any games?
I watched, like I told you the other day, I watched part of the Pitt game. There's,
Loser.
you know,
How about no?
I'm
Just
terrible,
you
but I'm
could have
proving
gone.
to Clemens you don't have to dedicate a lot of time to it.
That's
I
true,
didn't even
Clemens.
watch, and I won. So,
That's true. You did win. You did win.
and before
Absolutely.
we go on to closing things, let me know when you want me to, because I explained the scoring issue and change to Don, and I think I
Go
have it
ahead. Yeah, take it. Take it now.
precisely. Okay, so here's the situation, folks. Basically, on defense, what they're counting as scores is tackles. All right, things like, other big scores go with the defense, but for the IDP, it's counting tackles. Now, here's the issue: you have assisted tackles, solo tackles, and total, which is those two added together, right? We were counting everything before. So if you go to solo tackle,
Stop. Not we, ESPN was. I didn't set it up to go, oh, this is the
the
way. I
league
just
before,
took ESPN's thing that I showed you, and this is how it did it.
yes, I understand that. I'm just saying that our league, this is how the scoring was set up in week one, that it was counting solo and assists, and you were getting points for those, which makes sense. And then they'd add those together and say, oh, for total tackles, you get more scored. So we made a change to only count it once, no more double counting. So that's why it looks about half is what it was before.
Yep. So we'll let Jason address any concerns Terry might have about overspending on her IDP player, thinking that she was going to get another
Okay.
quarterback basically on her thing. So we'll see how that rolls out to everybody else. We'll look to set up another second thing, maybe 4 weeks into the.
That was Rib Fest.
It was very nice. We had a good time. Wasn't a huge attendance, but we understood Terry was down with her hand, and Clemens had his birthday. Happy birthday, Clemens! The terrorists can't take that from you. I know his kids came up and had a good time with him, so that was good. We certainly missed him. Ribfest was very good. Lots of yummy stuff to eat, and yeah, just felt fat and ready to go to sleep after all that.
No holes in drywall.
No. We missed those violent tendencies
Boring.
of from some of our former players. No one got well, although that was where Jason started ranting and raving and threatening to quit and whining a lot and crying, about this IDP thing. Anyhow, so
No holes in drywall. Nobody using the toilet at halftime. Boring.
Exactly. So Terry did express that she wants to get the next event on the book. So how about she suggests it? Let's look like 4 weeks into it. We'll kind of do it by a quarter, when now there's 17 weeks this year, but we'll still do like 4 or 5 weeks into the year. Let's look that far ahead and come up with something. If we want to go to Terry's or if we want to go out somewhere, Terry, let us know. We'll do something. Hope your hand heals up and glad you made it through surgery alive. Because, every time you go under, there's always that chance that you could just float off to the never land. But she made it back, thankfully, and healing well. That's the report from here. Thanks again for playing. Everybody did a great job. Todd, thank you for the heads up. I was so busy with Ribfest and juggling that. He was kind enough to let me know my guy was a healthy scratch and I had to change him out before then, which some people, Greg, didn't appreciate the help because I was playing him that day. It's all very serious. Very serious. So anyhow, thanks everybody for playing. It was lots of fun. Thanks for the Rib Fest. That was cool. Missed you, Kev. Thanks for coming down for the draft, though. That was cool. And we'll look forward to week 2 and see if things stay the same or they go completely bonkers and everybody goes crazy in week 2. And next week we'll have the up-to-date things because Kev will share, and that means I actually have to do less work. So I'm pretty excited about that.
A little bit. I'll probably screw up sharing it, but we'll see.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. On the fly. This is how we do it. We just do it all on the fly. So from the light face to the dark face, Kev, take us home.
Stay classy, BONESTORM.
Where's the end button? Oh, there's the recording.